But Sam Sevian with 5.5 points, together with Grigory Oparin and Fabiano Caruana.
And it's hearty hand clasp, and away we go.
Hungarian defense, it is.
Hey, look, it's brought him first place so far in the tournament. Let's stay with it.
So here
we see A5.
A4, and Hikaru did not respond with A5, so white, Mikhail said, you know what, I'm going to push the pawn as far as I can to weaken squares on the board.
And look at him go. I mean, Michael is playing this as if, like, this is all part of his prep. He pushes the pawn all the way to A6, and then the question you always ask yourself, strength or liability, you know, asset or liability. Queen to C8. Okay, that's off the beaten track. Michael kind of paused after that one. By the way, I'm not getting an update on my board.
Yeah, I think they're playing too fast.
They're playing too fast. I mean, we had a really wonderful bird's eye view there, but okay, still
yes,
no
I think
update.
we prefer the bird's eye view.
Yeah, just because. And there we have it. Yes,
So
bishop to
Mikhail's
D8.
thinking.
And what I think Hikaru wants to do is capture on D5 and then play knight to E7. So he moved his queen so that he could move his bishop.
But maybe you play like
D8.
H6 move first, just to guard at the G5
Useful,
square.
useful. I like that. Another possibility is Hikaru's looking at knight on C6, back to B8, so that you can go. Whoops, forget
Rook
that.
B8.
He wants to go B6, B5.
So maybe he
go.
will want to capture with the bishop on D5 and then try to trap. No, we are not trapping the bishop. I don't know what's Rook B8.
My system has updated us, so we do have the analysis board, should our producers want them. Rook to E1. H7, H6, a move
guarding
that
that square on G5.
You like, just, yes, exactly as you just said, guarding the G5 square. I genuinely thought that the move Rook B8 was a prelude to B5, not that we can play Rook B6 right away, but the idea is to artificially isolate this pawn. Again, for those of you joining us late, it was the Hikaru Express train. He just was destroying the competition. He had his first loss of the event in round 8 against Sam Sevian. He still has a point lead. He was that far ahead of the field. D3, D4, I love this move. Normally speaking, I have to play H2, H3 as a prelude to capturing, grabbing the center, but I like this move, D3, D4 a lot.
Bishop G4 question mark.
Because just a second, what is Bishop B5? There are some issues here for black. What has
question mark? What are we
Queen
missing?
A4. Queen A4? Queen A4 perhaps. Bishop B5,
Bishop B5.
okay.
So knight E7 kind of forced.
No. Never.
Oh, knight takes F6.
Yeah,
no, that's a big trouble because then the pawn structure is disrupted. Pawn on H6 is going to be hanging because that bishop on C1 is looking at it.
And
so
by the way,
this is the trouble.
Knight takes D5, bishop takes C6. Why did I put a pawn on A6? So that my bishop would be beautifully anchored on the queen side. Bishop B5 on the board. I see that the Silicon friends liked it. Exclamation mark. White is for choice.
So how can he? I mean, Hikaru has to capture on D5, right? Knight captures D5. Oh, or drop back with the bishop. Bishop D7. That is an alternative, but
it's not the. I thought he was, and he's captured on D5. He recaptured with a pawn.
So he did not capture on C6
because E5 is hanging. Alert, Kate.
Okay, so
knight takes D5.
Update.
Yes, knight
E5.
takes. Knight takes D5. E takes D5. The knight dropped back. Remember, our rook was sitting pretty on E1, and Michael stopping. Why are you giving me a pawn? Why are you giving me a pawn? Didn't take it. Why didn't he take it? Rook takes e5.
I'm just wanting to play positionally.
I want to play materially. He didn't take it. He probably thinks that he's got a very good position, and I don't doubt him. By the way, bishop d3 does have a threat of trapping the enemy queen.
What about rook a4 and rook g4?
I like that very much. Nice. Rook a4, rook g4. Queen here, kind of a prelude maybe to rook a4 and rook g4. Likes to have his queen eyeballing bishop takes h6.
This looks great for white.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a joyful position. In fact, it's so joyful, I would very, very seriously have considered bishop g5 just sacrificing a pawn to get some dark square control.
The problem also for Hikaru is that the queen on c8 cannot go anywhere.
Right, it's just kind of...
So rook a4, rook g4.
Kind of even trapped. Rook a4, rook g4. I'm looking at some really nice attacking, very, very nice attacking ideas for white here.
But clock, 22 seconds for Antipov, 46 seconds for Hikaru.
Rook, bishop d3.
Okay, this is unexpected because we allow the queen to be developed. On the other hand, we are preparing g4, putting more pressure on the
Well, g4, e4 is the problem. I don't think you wanted this necessarily, but I'm beginning to think that this is the best position Hikaru's had. Not that it's a great position, but at least it's some fight suddenly going on here.
Plus, Antipov has, 8 seconds on the clock?
And just be careful, things are getting a little bit dodgy. Nervousness here. c6.
No, Antipov played with 1 second on the clock.
There was, good play. Finishing his development, Michael is looking at rook takes d5. That was very good play by Mikhail. And also, you've got queen g6 in the pocket, too. If you take it with the knight, I can take your queen. So rook takes d5, white's back in control.
The only problem is time.
Truly.
Can Antipov manage to keep making good moves with 5 seconds on his clock?
It's hard. And for me, white has a complete domination, but
Wait, that's a free bishop.
It's not so free. Not where h3 is hanging, h3 check. Queen takes h3.
Okay, king f2.
Knight takes
not
e4.
King g1.
Queen e3 check. Draw. Queen e3 check. Draw.
No, king f1. I go to e1.
I'm not sure. Knight f3, e4. Ooh, it's
becoming extremely complicated. Yeah,
whoa. Rook, what a move.
Wait, e5? No, rook. Now we have knight f4, knight f3. That's a fork.
That is true.
Hikaru captures the pawn, opens.
Queen g6, give me the rook.
Knight f6.
F6 check. Knight d6 check. Where's the knight going, Hikaru? King f2. Okay, a draw agreed. He's going back with the knight. No time.
Wow.
No time.
Antipov making...
Oh,
wow,
no.
1 second.
No draw. 1 second. Whole queen check. Queen check. Oh, who's going to lose on time? Somebody's going to lose on time. I can't believe somebody won't lose this game on time. Check on
Again with 1 second.
Check on e1? No.
Check on e3?
No.
No.
Rook g4? What's rook g4?
Queen d8. Oh, rook g4.
Rook g4?
Wow, Hikaru is winning, right?
Yeah, resigns.
Wow. Wow, what a game.
Wow.
It's just difficult
Congratulations
to be playing
to
when no
Hikaru.
time on the clock. Incredible.
Exactly. Let's